Hey there. Go ahead and grab a chair, a cold one, sit back, and relax. This is the Fireside Chat-Off.
You guys are just so cruel.
So Dinho's never led off anything, the show or a segment. So except for his tip of the
Yeah,
week.
basically.
So this is gonna be a first time. So let's take it easy on him. He's gonna take us into the this episode of the Fireside Chat. Talk.
Okay, sure. I mean, we'll give it a go. Definitely didn't get like a 30-second minute warning, which is great. Appreciate that, guys. You know, it's 3 roasts like in the one day. But anyways, I'm definitely not gonna do it as well as these two, but that's okay. But so for this week, for the Fireside Chat Talk, we had is this Rad Drew Piter 87.
Better than
That's
I
better
could
what
say.
I was going to say.
Okay, there you go. But I don't know if this was through one of the questions. I don't know how it was picked out, but the topic is by the time this podcast airs, we will be 1 week into this new season, and I'm already finding that I'm pushing myself, generally not motivated to get my sets in and climb. I feel like a lot of people are like in that boat. I'm gonna butcher this word. I am a perennial ace rank.
Perennial.
Okay, there you go. I'm like Astro probably saw that word. He's like, he's gonna be doing this.
I was gonna make Wildcat read it.
Wildcat, go. So ace trainer.
Ace.
For almost every season, which is still pretty good. He says, I'm a father of 2 with a very demanding full-time job, which makes it hard to get all my sets in every day. That is very understandable. I feel like a lot of people are in that same boat. He also says, I realize that I'm more excited to keep competing in Silph Cups as I feel like it will keep me more engaged with the team building and practice. My question is, do you guys feel like the Interlude season will have a lasting effect on players like myself and just generally don't have the time to really push for Legend? Do you think that this will keep the renewed interest in Silph Cups going forward? Astro, what are your thoughts? Because I'm interested to hear you guys first because I have some thoughts on this as well.
Yeah. So I can relate. This is very similar to what I deal with on a daily basis. The kids, the work, and then add the podcast and all.
Yeah,
that
I feel
stuff.
like when I was reading this, I was thinking about you specifically.
Yeah. So you add all that into it, and it gets very stressful. It does. Like I said, if you listen to this week's episode, I said it. I feel very stressed in this season, not because of anything more than I want to play and I want to do good and I know I can do good. I'm just finding that when I'm sitting down, like I almost feel like I'm rushing through my sets because I want to get them done before midnight. Um, and sometimes the only time I can play is 11:30. It just depends on what time I get home. Like, we're recording this on a Monday, the same day we record the show. We started recording at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I got home from work at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I got home, I showered, I ate dinner, I spent maybe like 15 minutes with the wife, and then it was in here to record. I didn't get to play my sets. So, it does. I can understand. The interlude season, I think it made me want a ranked season more, surprisingly, than a lot of people, because I feel like if I don't have something to compete for or something to go after, a goal, um, I lose interest in things. I was one of those kids in school where, um, if I wasn't challenged or pushed, like I just didn't care. So if I wasn't, if there wasn't something that made me want to do it or get better, like last that interlude season, I knew I was gonna hit 20. Like I could hit 20 sleeping through half my sets, which I did. I fell asleep during
I remember
sets.
that. You've mentioned that a couple of times.
During actual battles, yeah, during actual battles I fell asleep and I hit 20. Like there was no like satisfaction at the end of it.
Do
Um
you feel like you're gonna stick to doing more Sylph? Like with GBL still being there, you being busy with your schedule, do you feel like you'll be able to also compete, like, I don't know, maybe in one or more than just one Sylph tournaments a month? Or do you feel like also Sylph is also like on the back end, like you're not really doing as many as that?
I think as much as I love Sylph, and I really do, I love Sylph. I love the meta changes and like that, all that stuff. Um, it's easier for me to do GBL than it's been lately to keep up with my Sylph battles, even in a 48-hour tournament. Um, because my schedule is so unpredictable lately.
Exactly, yeah.
Um, I think there was, besides the personal stuff that was going on, this last one, just, I mean, it was a meta that I came up with, the Thrones Cup. I was super psyched. I just got so fucking busy that I had to forfeit 2 rounds, like because I wasn't gonna leave everyone waiting for me, and two, it's just I had a scheduled time. I said, I told the person 9 p.m. I get home at 8:30. By the time 9 p.m. comes, I don't even remember that I'm supposed to be doing that. And then it's like, oh shit. I looked at my Discord and there's like 5 messages from my opponent asking me like, "Hey, are you there?"
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay, but you know, um, so I guess I'm the opposite there. Um, where GBL is kind of easier for me to do on my time. Like I'm not. It's not something that's, you know, if I don't do my set that day, it's not going to hold up 15 or 40 other people from moving on to their next battle.
Right. Yeah, because
You
I was
know,
gonna mention also,
um,
because I don't know if maybe Wildcat was gonna bring this up, but I believe that we're about to have like a break with Sylph. So that may also make people lose interest in Sylph with GBL back. So that's another thing that I just remember, because you can't really renew interest when it's about to go on a break. So Wildcat.
You're exactly right there. So, Sylph after July will go on a 2 to 3 month hiatus. The good thing is you do have Pokemon Play Regionals, which is a Show 6 format, which will keep some of that interest in that formatting, as well as we will be launching a new something in July that'll be coming once every 3 or 4 months. So stay tuned for that. Overall, I completely agree. And don't get me wrong, I am pushing and playing all of my sets a day. But overall, the motivation is because I want to get to Elo, get to where I can get more dust, etc., quicker. It's not because I'm enjoying it more because I have a ranking to work for. I will tell you, and Dinho's the same way. In past seasons, I would take mine and my alt account as high as I possibly could Elo wise. I've played 2 sets of my alt this season. And that's because after the interlude seed, I just don't have the same motivation as I used to. I enjoy it. I still play my battles, but I don't feel like I need to make 3 accounts go to legend. It just isn't worth that push and that time investment anymore to me.
Let me ask you this. If you hadn't hit legend the past 2 seasons, do you think you would still be in that same lackadaisical point of view of GBL right now?
I think I'd be even more so.
So you think it would be more of a discouragement because you
Yeah.
didn't?
Because at that point, now that they're doing 1 week rotations, things of that nature, and I agree, I like these changes they made. But if you're trying to learn them, as you mentioned before, if you're trying to learn a meta in a week, it's hard. And you're going to take L's a lot more than I would have if I had 2 weeks to learn a meta, see 15 different streamers play it, etc., etc. I think, honestly, we're going to see a general fall off in PvP, unfortunately. I hope Pokemon Plays can curve that a little bit. But I do foresee some fall off. And I know we'll talk next week. We just had too much of a packed show. Changes, they'd be a coming to GBL. They've kept promising us. If you go to Niantic Help Shifts articles, there's documented bugs with changes, with release numbers that the changes are coming in. So that part, get over it. It is official. It's in Niantic documentation. No, it's not been a Niantic push notification to your phone, but it's out there if you go look for it. I just think the Interlude season showed me I don't have to worry about it as much. That it doesn't matter as much as I used to make it matter. That I can go and have fun and still enjoy battling without stressing the elo as much. Dinho, I've been very curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, I kind of want to highlight something real quick. With the thing where he mentioned, he's like, I'm a father of 2, very demanding full-time job, which makes him hard to play all his sets. The thing I think a lot of people get confused on, and I can't say this because I'm addicted to doing all my sets, so I can't speak on my behalf, but I'm speaking it on people's in the past from the season 10, where I know people that got maybe 600 or maybe 800 battles done in season 10, and they were with elo of 3,500. I'm using it as an example just because this person didn't start till 2 weeks after the season started, and then they were just doing their battles casually but doing well. So kind of prioritize, if you do 1 set a day, that's fine. As long as you do well, I think it you'll get there eventually. And especially if you're gonna get their ace, we have this for 3 months. So I think that if you may even get to I already forgot all the freaking ranks too. So it's ace,
veteran,
veteran.
Ace, veteran, expert.
Yeah,
legend.
So you may even get to veteran because of the new. If you're not stressing so much and demanding yourself that you need to do all your sets, it's not that important. Because I'll give you an example. The other day, I did my 5 sets, and my first 3 sets were positive, and I was getting tired, and I'm like, I need to go to sleep. But because me personally wanted to feel like I needed to do all of them, I went 2-3 in the last ones, and I could have avoided that if I just rested and continued off. So a lot of people are forcing it to play it, and I think that's what this going from the interlude season to getting the elo back is forcing a lot of people to feel the same way. And I can see why people are feeling a little bit not so motivated to climb because of that, because then you're seeing this person's at rank 20 already and you're still at rank 15. That really depends on how competitive you are, right? So that's how I see it. And I know a lot of people, and I can't take that advice myself because I need to play all my sets. I do it usually after 12 a.m.
Are you playing all are you playing all of your alt accounts as well?
That was my next point. So typically on season 10 and previous seasons, where I want to say from season 4 or maybe season 5 on, I played all 3 accounts, and I typically, for the most part, did finish all my sets on all of them, and that's a lot of time. I've only gone to rank 10 on 1, and then the other one's still at rank 1. So that's half the time that I've used to play cut off, just because I'm so used to being laid back and just doing my sets But I also did want to bring up, I feel like it's just the first week, but with Sylph like going on a hiatus, I feel like it's gonna slowly come back up. Uh, but I do see that also Wildcat, they mentioned that some people are gonna fall off, and I do agree with that. Unfortunately, because it's kind of like them doing the rotation every week is nice, but I feel like that's not enough to keep the interest for some people, especially new players. Especially if you're a new player and you got to figure out a team in a week, I feel like that's just very discouraging as well. So I think Astro mentioned this in the show where he's like, "Oh, I got to change the team already," and it kind of felt like it was fast. Imagine for somebody that just started new, like how long it takes for them to get a team going and figuring stuff out. So it can seem like very discouraging, and I can definitely see Rad's point of view in this discussion. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you guys wanted to add uh, in regards to this.
So one thing that Wildcat had mentioned there was and Dinho did too, is the interlude that's coming, or like the break for Sylph. If I and correct me if I'm wrong, Wildcat, but generally the second half of a Sylph season is not as active as the first half.
Correct.
And
That September tournament, well, actually, probably November tournament has your highest player base, and then it goes down from there.
Yeah. It's holiday season, but B, when you take something off, think about like when you go on vacation for a week and you have to come back to work on Monday. Are you like super productive that Monday? You're not super productive the Friday before you leave, and you're not super productive the Monday that you come back. If you come back, whatever. Why? When you're the day before you leave, you're excited. You want to leave. You can't wait to just get out of work and go. The day you come back, you're on a vacation hangover. So you take 2 months off from, from Sylph. It's like, okay, oh shit, we're still in the same season. And then it's like, and then on top of that, we're coming back, and then we've got holidays and end of the year.
It will be a new Sylph season. September, October starts new season.
Okay. But it's like it comes at like the weirdest time where it's just like, okay, there's other things. But I think last year around this time, that's when we saw an uptick in GBL.
It was, yes.
For that reason of you can do it on your own time.
And it filled a gap.
Mm-hmm.
I like that little example that you use with the coming from vacation, because I agree completely, and I do feel like it'll take some time, maybe another week or two, but we have 3 months to get back into it, so it shouldn't. What happened?
I think the interlude season was a mistake.
Someone mentioned that to me, because they mentioned like, did they do anything to fix the game? Like, I feel like it was pointless.
Not from that aspect.
In which aspect?
From Wildcat's aspect. If that interlude season never happened, he would probably still be as competitive as he was the last season. Now,
this is 100% right, because I felt the relaxation. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter as much.
I feel like maybe we'll see this once everyone gets their elo. I feel like when elo hits and people are like posting their elo in the chat or Discord, it might be where people are like, okay, maybe I need to kind of get to legend.
But even you, who's super competitive and like you said, addicted, since I've known you, you've gotten what, both accounts to legend and the third
Yeah.
one almost.
So
For you to say that you haven't even really touched your third account,
yeah, it says a lot.
that says a lot. Like, I know it sounds like to maybe someone not like maybe new to it or whatever is going, oh, poor guy, he didn't get to his third.
Oh, some
account."
people will get mad at me
But-
when I bring it up.
No, but that's because this is what Dinho likes to do. This is his
Yeah, like a
passion.
hobby,
This
you know,
is
some-
his- yeah, this is his hobby. So having multiple accounts is not something that's out of the norm for him. It's not out of the norm for a lot of hardcore PvP players. Actually, if you're really into PvP and you only have one account, people are like, "Wait, you only have one account?"
Actually, yeah, most of the
It's-
good PvP players that I know at least have two.
Yeah.
That they use it to play.
So hearing that and seeing things like Speedius, it looks like he's like on track to like trying to transition out of PvP into shoutcasting. And I think he actually kind of said it at one
Oh,
point.
I think he is competing in Milwaukee.
Right. But he mentioned like how he enjoyed doing the shoutcasting and him being more on it. You know, you're seeing a lot of that. So I think that has to do with the interlude season. It gave people time to explore other venues and other things to do with PvP outside of just GBL streams and hitting legend and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I actually think because of that, it may overall strengthen the PvP scene long term. But in the short term, we're going to see a little bit of a dip. But I think long term, things like custom metas, the show 6-pick 3s, even outside of Sylph, will end up picking up popularity because of things like Pokemon Plays, showing people that GBL's cool, but there's this other format that we've never explored. So I think the interlude season, like you said, is bad overall. It caused people to lose motivation, but good from the aspect I think it will strengthen PvP overall in the long term, because it showed people that you don't have to. That Elo isn't all that matters. That there's other ways of battling and doing that does matter still.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, so I think that should wrap it up. Unless you guys have anything else to add to the discussion, or we're good. Okay,
We're good.
well, I'm gonna be horrible at this end, so I think I was gonna look for some notes in here, but we don't have that, so
We don't have it, so I can do
perfect.
it
Next
for
time
you.
I'll do it. I promise. Just
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of the Fireside Chat Tot. If you have a suggestion for a topic or something, a discussion that you would like us to do, please email us at info@btwpvp.com, or you can email Matthew, our executive producer, Matthew Braeker, BRAEKER, at btwpvp.com, or if you're in our Discord, you can drop it in the You Want Answers section. I don't think we have a section for this yet, for that. But yeah, that's it. So thank you all for listening to the Fireside Chat, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to the Fireside Chatot, and until next time, good luck and get good.